Hi, it's Steph here at the Bead Shop in Nottingham. I'm going to quickly show you how to make a daisy chain bracelet. They're great for summer and easy to wear and a really great first beading project. So to get started, we're going to tie our thread onto one of our background beads. Now these are the ones in between the flowers. So we're using opaque green for our traditional daisy design. So I'm threading on bead, so this is the green background, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot. So I've held the two pieces together, loop that round so you can see loose, it looks like that, and I'm now just going to slide that knot towards the bead. Slow and steady is the key here, and then when it's close to the bead you can tighten it by pulling the two ends. That's now secure, and I'm also going to attach our jump ring here. So one end of our bracelet will be finished with a jump ring and the other end with a clasp. But this is a good trick to work out the correct length. So pop your 5mm jump ring through that bead. So I've just twisted the jump ring open and I'm closing that. So if you grab the two ends and just push until the two ends just go past each other again, it will spring back and sit nice and flush. And I'm also going to attach the trigger clasp. This is how the bracelet will close. That just catches in there. But by having this attached at the beginning of our bracelet, when we are checking the fit of our bracelet by wrapping it around our wrist, we can make sure that it's a good fit and it doesn't end up too big. Now, if you've bought our daisy chain bracelet making kit, this part of the bracelet is already prepared for you, because we know not everybody has tools ready, and if this is your first project you might just want to be testing out whether you're going to get into beading or not. So this bit has been done for you, so you can just get stuck straight into the actual beading. So we're using a size 10 beading needle. Just get mine here, and there's a good trick for threading your needle. So beading needles have a small eye at the end so that they can pass through the beads easily. And best way I find to thread this needle is to make sure you don't have any frayed bits at the end of your thread. Pinch it in between your fingers and thread, push your eye over your thread rather than trying to like poke your thread through the eye, and that tends to work quite well. So now we can get started. So the thread we're using is 0.15mm white wildfire. It's a nice, smooth, strong thread to work with. And we've provided 70 centimetres, which should be plenty to make a bracelet. So the next thing I'm going to do is pick up two new background beads. I'm going to slide these on, but I also ideally want these to go over the top of that little tail of thread so that it gets trapped inside our beading. So you can just hold on to that and slide it over. There we go. And that just traps it in place and saves you a little job of feeding it back through later. Now we're going to start our first daisy. So here, for each daisy flower, we're going to pick up 5 white beads. So that's 5 on my needle, followed by 1 centre bead. I'm going to slide those all the way along right next to my green beads. And then for the first half of the daisy, we're going to thread back through that very first white bead we picked up. So I'm just moving those ones along so I can see this one, and my needle's actually going through this one back towards the beginning of our bracelet. So it's going to create almost like a teardrop shape in these beads here. And just want to make sure your beads are pulled tight and there's no gaps in the thread here. So it doesn't look much like a flower just yet, but that's absolutely fine. We will be turning it into a flower. Now, one thing that is going to happen as you start picking up your beads is your beads might flip over and turn round. So what I would say to do is, so that you can identify which bit of your flower you're working on, is make sure when you've added the first half of your flower that your centre bead is pointing towards you. So not flipped over that way, so it's upwards, you want it pointing towards you. And that makes the next stage much easier. Now, to finish off the flower, we're going to pick up 2 more white daisy beads to form our petals. Slide those down to your beading. And you can sort of see where these are going to go now. So these 2 white beads are going to sit at the lower bit of the flower here. So in order to connect them, I'm going to thread my needle now away from the beginning of the bracelet through this white bead next to the middle bead. So that's needle's going through there, away from this end, and you pull that tight, and that creates your daisy. Now, tension's quite important with this, so what I tend to do every time I've completed a flower is just use my fingers to hold onto the beads and then pull my thread tight. And that should slide nicely, so there's no gap between your green beads and your flower. And now we're ready to add our next lot of background beads. So that's 3 green, pick those up, slide them along. And next we're going to make another daisy. So we are picking up 5 beads again. So each daisy is exactly the same. And I tend to find when I'm teaching this that by the time you've made your 3rd daisy, you've got it, and pennies dropped and everything falls into place. So we've got our 5 petal beads, our single middle bead, thread all those on, and we're threading through the very first one we picked up, so this first white one here, towards the clasp and the beginning of the bracelet. And that creates the first, well, 2/3 of the flower really. And we've got the yellow pointing towards us, so we can pick up 2 more white beads, and this is going to thread through the white bead next to the yellow furthest away from the clasp, and that's going away from the clasp this time. So the thread inside the daisy is sort of doing an S shape, and that's our second flower. So it's surprisingly quick how this builds up. So we're now back to our background. And then we're back to picking up 5 white beads and 1 centre bead. Let those slide down. Now here, what might go wrong, and you'll realise quite quickly, is you've identified this first white bead, but you go through it in the wrong direction. So if that happens, you can sometimes take your needle back through the bead, but sometimes by far the easiest thing, so you don't get into a pickle or knot your thread, is take the needle off the end and just slide the last few beads off, and that will help work out what went wrong. Sometimes you can just tell that it doesn't look right without knowing exactly what has happened. So if in doubt, just slide off the last few beads and start again from a point you're happy with, which is usually after adding a set of the green beads. So we're going towards the beginning of the bracelet for the first half. Now that flower has flipped over, so I'm just going to turn those so that the yellow is closest to me before picking up the next one. So that's 2 more white. And then if your beads really want to flip around, just hold them down so you can help yourself see where the next one is. So it's this one next to the yellow, closest to the end. Pull that through. And occasionally when you tighten, you'll end up with a gap like this in the thread. And this is where you want to make sure you're pulling tight. If it doesn't want to budge, so sometimes the thread gets a bit stuck, just loosen the thread by pulling the flower apart a little and give it a little wiggle, and there you have eliminated the gap. Right, So you're just going to continue on. And remember, because it's a video, you can pause and rewatch these beginning bits as many times as you like or need. I'm going to speed up the next bit of adding my flowers just so that I can show you how to add the clasp. So yeah, so pause if you need to, and then you can catch up. So when you think your bracelet might be long enough, and the best way to test is to simply wrap it round your wrist. Now I tend to go, if you can go put your wrist over your bracelet, you can then hold both ends together, and there my last flower and my clasp are pretty much touching. So I would say by the time I've added my 3 background beads on, that's going to give me a little bit of movement, so it's not super tight, but that's going to be the perfect length. So I'm stopping there. Now, it's a good idea at this stage just to check here that you don't have any gaps you want to get rid of. You can still nudge them along if you need to, just by putting your finger or your nail after each daisy and just pulling it along, nudging it. If there's any gaps, you'll soon quickly budge everything along so that the gap moves to the very end. And if you do this, it's a really good idea then to recheck your fit. Sometimes there's a few more gaps than you realise, and you end up creating a slightly smaller bracelet than you initially thought. So give that another check. And that's still going to be a good fit for me once those 3 beads are on at the end. So now I can add my final 3. If you need to add another flower, you can go ahead and do that, and just make sure, just keep checking the fit so that you end up with one that is going to be great for you. So I'm picking up my final 3 beads here. I'm sliding those along, and we're going to attach this to our trigger clasp. So once I've got 3 beads on there, I'm then going to take my needle through the small loop at the end of the trigger clasp. So I've gone through the trigger clasp there, and now I'm going to go back through all 3 of these green beads. And then pull that tight, and you can see there's no gaps there. And now we're going to fasten this thread off. So to do that, we're going to tie what's called a half hitch knot. This is where you take your needle under the thread in between these 2 petal beads. So you can see the thread just there. So between those 2 beads. So the needle goes just underneath that thread, pull it through, and this creates a loop. And we're going to then take our thread through the back of this loop and pull tight. Now just go slow and steady when tightening, because you want it to tighten around that thread in between the white beads. So keep pulling, and once that's tight, it will hide in between those 2 beads. Now 1 knot isn't enough, so I'll then thread through another couple of beads and repeat the process. So we are taking the needle underneath the thread between the next 2 beads, pull it so you've got a loop, and then take the needle through the back of it and pull slowly so you can see that knot tightening around the thread. Now 2 should be sufficient. I quite often do a 3rd just for peace of mind, and I'll go back down to here, thread underneath again, through the back of the loop. Sometimes a loop twists, so just keep an eye on that. And make sure when you're tying the loop, the knot tight, that it doesn't catch around one of the neighbouring beads. So just keep an eye on that, and that's another reason to pull the thread slowly. So you keep an eye on where it's going. So that's nice and tight. So 3 will definitely be enough. Now, we never want to cut off thread right next to a knot because that could then easily come undone. So I'm just going to thread around this flower and probably come out of the end of these green beads so that when I trim off the end, it just disappears. Now, this knot at the beginning is really secure, so we can also trim off this tiny little thread that got tucked down the green beads at the beginning. So once we've cut off these threads, your bracelet is complete. So it's a really sweet and simple beading project to get into beading, and it's great for summer.